If you use the telephone technique correctly, then manifesting money, even large sums of money, will be as easy as stealing candy directly from a child. Which of course you shouldn't be doing, but that's how easy it will be for you. And that's why in this video I want to share 3 quotes from Neville Goddard, and these 3 quotes are testimonials that prove how effective the telephone technique really is. And on top of that, I also want to share this with you. I want to share the 3 steps with you that you absolutely must follow if you want to make the telephone technique work for you. I will also share 3 different scenarios with you on how you can use the telephone technique in order to manifest your dreams and of course large sums of money. And on top of that, I will share the story with you on how I tried manifesting with the telephone technique the very first time, how my friend told me that I'm completely insane, and how I actually ended up manifesting $2,000 with it overnight. And on top of that, I prepared a very special gift for you that allows you to reach the feeling of the wish fulfilled that Neville Goddard wants you to reach so bad. And at some point in this video, I'm gonna share with you where you can get this free gift and what it is. But now let's jump right into it, into the 3-step process that you must follow if you want to manifest with the telephone technique. And I wish that I had known about this first step before I scared the living beep out of my friend by, well, I don't want to reveal too much. You will learn more about what I did when I share this story with you at the end of the video. But for now, let's focus on the steps that you have to follow if you want to make the telephone technique work for you. And the very first step is to ask yourself this question: would I feel ecstatic if I already had what I wanted? Would I feel incredible if I right now would get a call from somebody who told me, hey, your manifestation, it has happened, it is there? Or would I feel, my manifestation? Nah, I don't really care about that. How would you feel? How would you feel if your manifestation was already true? And how would you feel if either somebody would call you or you would call them? You would, for example, call them and say, oh my God, you can't believe it. I got the sports car. I got it. I got it. I got it. Or would you say it in this way? You know, I mean, yeah, I wanted the sports car for all my life and now I got it. Yay! No, of course, you would be ecstatic, you would be happy, you would be joyful. How would you? You would feel amazing. Would you feel free? Would you feel in love with life? That's the first step, to really get clear about what you want, but to then at the same time also feel the feeling of the wish fulfilled, or at least in this step, ask yourself, how would I feel if it was true? And then we come to step number 2, and that's to create a scene in which you imagine that somebody would call you and tell you the good news, or you would call them. And this can, for example, be a scene of you calling your parents and saying, Mom, Dad, I got the million, I got them, ah! Or it could also be you calling a good friend of yours and that friend then suddenly telling you, hey, I just wanted to let you know, you told me you wanted that job at that company, you know, I got that position for you. And you are then at the other end of the line going, so these are all different ways how you can imagine that somebody calls you or you call them. The telephone technique basically means that you, in your imaginal act, create a scenario in which you imagine talking to somebody on the phone and either you tell them about the good news or they tell you about the good news. And this, of course, puts you in the state of the wish fulfilled. It puts you in the end, because in step number 3, you are just like an actor. You are then recreating that scene either in your imagination, or you can of course also act it out. And when it comes to acting it out, oh, I can share something with you, and I will also later in this video. And now that I shared this very simple 3-step process with you, I now want to share the very first quote, or you could also say very first testimonial, directly from Neville Goddard, in the words of Neville Goddard. I have found my telephone technique infallible. It never fails me. One day a friend called called to tell me she wanted to take an examination to become a court reporter, giving me 9 reasons why she could never pass the test. I changed every one as I heard it, and when the conversation was finished, I imagined an entirely different one. I heard her tell me she had passed the test with flying colors. My friend took the test, and although during the interval of 6 weeks she remained negative, I continued to believe she had passed. Then one day she called saying, "Do you remember when I took the test?" And I replied, "Yes, and you passed." Then she said, "Yes, but aren't you surprised?" I have been trying to tell her that imagining creates reality, but she cannot understand how an imaginal act unseen by the human senses can be held onto and produce results, but I know it always does. And oh, sorry, I just got a call, important call from Neville. Hey Neville, what's going on? Oh, yeah, I totally forgot about that. Oh yeah, I will tell them to like the video and to subscribe. Okay, I will do that. Yeah, talk to you later. Bye-bye. So there you go. Please like the video and subscribe. And now let's have a look at your creative powers, because I know that you are creative and you are powerful. I am beautiful. Oh no, that's a song from Robbie Williams, I think. But anyway, when it comes to your power as a creator, what separates the creators and the manifestors who are successful from the ones who are not successful is the willingness to adjust and to make techniques work in their favor. And depending on which person you are, 1 or maybe 2 or maybe all 3 of the following scenarios how you can use the telephone technique can work in your favor in a way where you can manifest whatever you want. So here's scenario 1. In scenario 1, somebody calls you, and that's you, and that's the dude or dudette who's calling you, and this person then tells you, "Congratulations, your wish has been fulfilled." So for example, ring, 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 ring. Oh, somebody's calling me. Hello? Oh, really? Oh, the manifestation is there. Oh, thank you so much. That's amazing. Then we have scenario 2. And in scenario 2, you are the one who is calling your friend. And I just realized that after the first scenario, I forgot to draw the cute little phones there. Anyway, doesn't matter. In this case, you are the one who calls them and then tells them about the good news. So for example, Herbert, can you believe it? My new lawnmower is there. I was manifesting this lawnmower for the last 2 years. No, 2 weeks. What month do we have? Anyway, this is incredible. This is so amazing. I'm so happy. Thank you for this lawnmower, universe. Did he really just say lawnmower instead of lawnmower? Oh God. And then we have scenario number 3. And scenario number 3 means that this stuff actually happens, which means that you are not acting out the telephone technique in your imagination, but you act it out with a real friend. And that's where I now want to share a very embarrassing story with you that actually led me to manifest $2,000 overnight. But first, it's time for another quote directly from Neville Goddard that proves the effectiveness of the telephone technique. "My telephone technique never fails. I can give you dozens of stories of results I have received through its use." Here is another. A friend in her 50s desired to change her job for financial reasons. She wanted to return to the electronic plant where she formerly worked, but felt that because of her age, she would not be accepted. Ignoring all of the negative thoughts, I simply heard her excited voice tell me she had the job. 1 week later, she called saying, "They not only gave me the job with a large salary increase, but I'm receiving credit for the 10 years I worked there before, which will be added to my retirement." Now, before I share my embarrassing story with you that actually led to me manifesting $2,000 overnight, I want to briefly let you know about your gift. If you click on the last link in the description, if you go to the description and you then go all the way to the end, there I prepared a download link for you where you can download a free hypnosis for truly feel the feeling of the wish fulfilled and therefore manifest it easily and draw it to you. And now you are ready for the embarrassing story of how I tried the Neville Goddard Telephone Technique for the very first time. So how did it happen that one of my friends, in fact one of my best friends, said this to me: "Have you lost your damn mind?" Well, I tried the telephone technique on him. So now imagine for a moment you want to use the third scenario of practicing the telephone technique where you actually call somebody and you then want to practice with them this manifestation technique, but this someone has no idea about manifesting, doesn't believe in it and thinks it's hocus pocus. Yep, that's exactly what I did. Because I tried to use the telephone technique when I had just launched a new program for one of my businesses, and this program was priced at $2,000, and I was launching it. I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, everybody will love it. And then nothing happened. Nobody signed up, like literally nobody. And that was a business back then that was already struggling. But I thought to myself, the telephone technique, I can use that. So here's what I did. I asked one of my best friends if he can do a role play with me on the telephone. And he was like, okay. And I tried to explain it a little bit with, yeah, manifesting, you know, it's so amazing. And he was like, dude, okay. And here's how the conversation went. Can you believe it? Oh my God, this is so amazing. Like, I just got a new client and I made this money. I just made money. This is so amazing. I'm so happy. And now let's switch to my friend. Huh? Are you okay? Are you on drugs? Are you alright? So in other words, he was completely convinced that I had lost my mind. And what happened next was absolutely amazing, because the next day I then manifested a client who signed up for the program for $2,000. And I then told my friend about it. I said, ha, you see, manifesting works, it works. You see, I proved it to you. And he just said to me, no, that was just luck. What are you talking about? So up till this day, he doesn't believe in it, but that doesn't matter, because now we're going to continue with the third direct quote from Neville Goddard, the third story. I don't know, no, that's 6, not 3, third story of the telephone technique on how it worked. My friend's maid weighed 25 pounds more than she wanted to, and her doctor had told her she must lose this additional weight. Desiring to weigh 140 pounds, she told me how she had tried and tried, but could not lose a pound. I ignored her comments regarding her past attempts and heard her tell me she had reached her goal, that she now weighs 140 pounds. Soon after that, I left the city for 2 months, and when I returned, the maid called again, saying, I have been trying to contact you to tell you that I have lost weight. I couldn't find you when I weighed 140, but now I weigh 139. And now that you know how to use the telephone technique from Neville Goddard, I just have to tell you that if you want to use even more manifestation techniques and you want to learn how to connect your brain to your heart and you want to let go of all your limiting beliefs about money and embrace new empowering beliefs about money, then you're ready for the 8-week Abundance Reality Shift coaching program, in which we will have 8 individual coaching sessions together. And by you clicking on the first link in the description or by going to affirmationtomanifestation.com/abundance, you can then find out more about it. And yes, the telephone technique is incredible, but if you don't change the way you think, your belief system in regards to money, then your reality won't shift, because your beliefs influence everything, also your bank account statement. So click on this video right now if you are ready to find out how you have to think about money in order to draw it to you.